WaterTraq, mapping Long Island's groundwater quality. Brought to you by LICAP, the Long Island Commission for Aquifer Protection. Before accessing LICAP, please read the disclaimer and click I agree to the above terms and conditions. In order to do an advanced search for untreated groundwater samples, you must first use the Open Attribute table. It's shown below. It's a small icon that has an arrow right at the bottom of the screen. So you'll click it to open it up. Now there's a couple of things about using the Open Attribute table to do advanced searches. And by advanced searches, I mean not only searching for a compound value, but also by depth, aquifer, sample date, things of that nature. First, by default, it has filter by map extent open. All that means is the results that are shown are what's shown on the screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is just click that just to turn it off. Also, syntax is very important when you're going to do this advanced search. How a value is listed, shown here, you want to type it in a similar way by using capitals or lowercases or exactly how it's listed. If you're not going to type it exactly how it's listed, then the results may not come up. Keep in mind that, again, the results are broken down between LICAP and SCWA, so if you're going to do an advanced search, you have to do an advanced search in each one. So it already has LICAP open, so this is where we'll start. I will do a search, and what I'm going to do is look for iron in the LICAP wells, greater than 1 part per million, in the Magathy Aquifer, at a depth between 5 to 600 feet. So anyway, when you have the attribute table open, it has all the compounds. So I'll go to option first. And when you go to option, the one thing that you want to click on is filter. So I'll click on filter, and then I'll add an expression set. I don't like to do all the expressions right away. I think it's better to do it one at a time. Keep in mind that when you add an expression set, it brings up 2 expressions that you have to search for. So what I'll start is by searching for iron. Now, iron would be an analyte. So the first thing I do would select iron. So its analyte is, and I will put iron. Then I'll say the aquifer. Aquifer is, and I'll put Magathy Aquifer, and I'll click OK. See what happens below. Now it's showing, for LICAP samples, iron in the Magathy Aquifer. So that's like a check to see that it's worked right. I'm going to go back into filter. I'm going to add another expression. When you add the expression, you got to scroll down. Next thing I'm going to do is say value, because value is the result. And actually, that is a mistake on my part, because the result is what I want. So just going back here, go to filter, I'm going to add the expression. And the result is what I'm looking for. And I'm going to say the result is greater than 1. And because I have to put in 2 expressions, I'll just say the result, and I'll put a less than. The result is less than, and I'm putting in an arbitrarily large value. I'll click OK. So now we have iron in the Magathy Aquifer. All the results are greater than 1 part per million. Going back into filter, I'm going to add another expression. This final expression that I'm going to search for is the well depth. I said wells between 5 to 600 feet. So I'll put well depth is greater than 500. Well depth is less than 600. Click OK. Let's take a look at the well depth. So now we have results for iron greater than 1 in the Magothy Aquifer at a depth between 5 to 600 feet. Now there's one limitation to this. When you do normal searches by compound, it will create a new layer. Unfortunately, right now, the limitation with this program that we're using is that you will not see a visualization on the screen. So if you looked at a particular result, you can zoom in. You can highlight it, and if you click it again, it'll zoom you to that particular area and show you the results. And you can get a treated water analysis for it. Hopefully in future updates, we will have the ability to visualize it on screen so that you can see all those results and the points will pop up. But right now, that is a limitation to the system. But anyway, you can see the areas, so you can look at each area and build your own profile of that. And when you're looking at these results, you can turn certain columns on and off. So if there's too many columns, let's say you're not interested in knowing about the MCL, whether it exceed MCL, you can turn those off. And that way you can have just the stuff or the values that you want to see. Future updates may allow you to export the data and see additional information, but for now you can do some advanced searches. And again, you could search by date, which is another thing. And again, with the combination of searches that you can do, the limitation really is the user. So, for any questions, comments, or concerns, please email lycap@scwa.com.